Hello everyone, this is Mike with BT Budget Tech Reviews, and today is the part 1 review video of the Samsung Galaxy Discover by Cricket. Now, if you guys watched my unboxing video, this is actually, I bought this phone for $49.99 at Walmart, and it is actually part of Cricket's Pago lineup. And it came in this box. It kind of reminded me of like the Virgin Mobile and T-Mobile prepaid stuff. So basically it's a prepaid phone just like all the other ones that I do, but it's just Cricket's version, I guess, although I don't understand how that works because I mean Cricket's a prepaid service in general. So going forward, let's talk about specs really quick. This phone comes with a 3.5-inch touchscreen, so basically the size of an old school iPhone 4 on the screen. It's got 3 capacitive buttons down here on the bottom. It's got proximity sensors up top. Here's your earpiece. Up top is your 3.5mm headphone jack. And on the right side, you have your power button, typical Samsung layout basically. On the left, you have your power or your volume rockers, and they blend in with the phone's color, so it's kind of like a pearl white. Which I think is a really nice looking color for a phone. If you buy this at Cricket directly, I think they sell like the pebble blue version, but I guess if you get this version at Walmart, you can get the white version. Now I found this and it was the last one, so I don't know if they are sold out or what, but going forward, you can see that there's no physical camera button. Let's open up the back really quick, just so you can get a look. See if I can get this popped open. Actually, let's take a look. Maybe I'm not doing this right. Oh, yeah, on the bottom is your micro USB charging port, so just keep an eye out for that. Let me see if I can get the back popped open really quick. Here's the battery. As you can see there, it's a 1500 milliamp battery. I don't know if I can get that to zoom in for you guys. Yeah. Probably not. The autofocus on my camera is not that good, but it's a 1500 milliamp battery. And right here is your speaker, and back here is your 3 megapixel camera with no flash. Now I will get into the camera a little bit later, maybe possibly in the second review video. So okay, going forward, this is a Samsung phone, as said, the Samsung Galaxy Discover, and typical unlock for the Samsung Galaxy, this phone comes with Android Ice Cream Sandwich, which is not the latest version. If you guys follow, phones and updates on stuff like this, you'll know that the latest version of Android is Android KitKat. Now, I don't think that this phone's ever going to get an upgrade to KitKat. Not even sure if it's going to get an upgrade to Jelly Bean, but let's go ahead and talk about specs here while we get started. Now, this phone, aside from Android 4.0, has a 3.5-inch touchscreen. The resolution on the phone, on the phone screen, is 320 by 480, so not an HD display, and it's not even a Super AMOLED like most Samsung phones. The pixel density, or the PPI, is 165, so it's not a bad display, and even when you tilt it, you don't get a lot of blurriness as far as I'm concerned. It has a multi-touch screen, so if you're playing games, that require more than one finger, you can do that. It has as said, a 3 megapixel camera on the back, but really the downside for the camera, in my opinion, is that there's no flash and that the camera has no autofocus whatsoever. So that's one little gripe that I had about this phone. It records in 480p, so there's no HD recording on the video mode on this camera. It has an Adreno 200 processor for graphics, and basically this phone's memory, it has a very small internal memory storage. It comes with 4 gigs of internal memory, and it also comes with a 4 gigabyte SD card already installed in it. So basically you're given about 6 gigabytes of internal / external memory out of the box. But as said, it has an has an SD card slot in the back here, where the battery is, and you can expand the memory up to 32 gigabytes. So that's not bad at all. The battery is a 1500 milliamp battery, and honestly, I've had this phone on standby for like 3 days already, with minimal to moderate use, I guess. You know, testing out certain apps. And let's click the battery really quick. I've had this phone on, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but I've had this phone on for 3 days, 17 hours, and 18 minutes, and it's still at 40% battery. So the battery life on this phone, minus it not being activated, seems to be really good. So keep in mind that it varies. As I said, I don't have this phone activated, and I've only been using it for a few days, just testing out apps and seeing how the phone responds to gestures and everything like that. So as you can see, Android 4.0, this phone does not have Samsung's user interface TouchWiz. So anyone that likes the TouchWiz layout, and I don't know if you guys can see that, it basically has stock Android user interface. So the ice cream sandwich UI. It's not Samsung's TouchWiz, and basically on the drop down notification bar, you don't get all those little shortcut toggles like Wi-Fi and things, etc. like that. So going back, let's take a look. This phone is a 3G phone, and I'm not too familiar with Cricket's 3G network, but apparently it's not that bad from what I've heard. And this is a budget phone, guys. Keep that in mind. And as a budget phone, you guys have to realize that you're not going to get like all the bells and whistles from a phone that you would normally see like in a Galaxy S3. It does not have features that you will see in other high-end Galaxy phones. This is basic stock Android. The phone does update when you turn it on for the first time. It does update a few, and it adds a few of Cricket's apps that you might not see when you turn the phone on, but not a bad phone to any stretch of the imagination. I mean, for a $50 phone, and I think you can actually get the phone at Cricket or on the Cricket's website for $29.99. So basically, this phone's going to be marketed towards the consumer that just wants a phone that works, basically, and doesn't want all the high-end specs. I mean, this phone can still do things like get on Facebook, you can get on Instagram, you can play certain games. I wouldn't say high-end games, but you can play games that don't require a lot of memory usage. Games like Fruit Ninja, Temple Run, and Angry Birds, stuff like that. So, and sorry about that, but going back to specs, this phone only has an 800 megahertz processor, and it's a single core. And it's not very good on the I guess as far as specs go, it's not that great. It's a single core and it's clocked at 800 megahertz. So I actually did manage to run this this phone on Quadrant Standard, and maybe I'll run a test for you on the second review. But let me just show you guys what score I got on Quadrant Standard. Let me see if I can open up the app there. Now you can see that the phone seems to be pretty fluid when I'm scrolling right now, but this phone does tend to lag and stutter when opening apps, especially when writing on the keyboard. It does tend to stutter a little bit, so keep that in mind. Ooh, I don't want to run full benchmark. Cancel. Hold on, let me cancel this. You see, as you can see here, it's already stuttering as I cancel the benchmark, so let's see if I can get it to go back here. There we go. Now let's go back to Quadrant Standard. Let's go to system information. As you can see here, it's got Android 4.0 right up top. It's the last version of Android 4.0 as far as I'm concerned. It's running an ARM version 7 processor, revision 1, clocked at 800 megahertz. And it just gives you a little bit of specification there. It doesn't have that much memory on there, so just keep that in mind, guys, that this phone's a low-end phone, so don't expect the bells and whistles. You're gonna have some jank or lag in some app usage. Like, let's take a look. For instance, someone messaged me on Kick Messenger asking me about another phone or a tablet. So as you can see there's a small delay starting the app up. And this person, and I don't know if you watch my videos, but I don't want to. Let's take a look. It's asking me about the next book, and they're asking, it has HDMI output and micro SD slot on the Hisense, yeah. And I'm gonna type, and I'm gonna just type in, yes, I think so. Now, as you see, I'm swiping to type. This phone comes with Samsung stock keyboard. I actually downloaded the Google keyboard, so just keep that in mind, that the Samsung keyboard is a little worse, and I'm not a fan of it. And maybe I'll get more a video of that in the second review video. But for now, guys, I think I'm gonna end the first review video. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe. And any questions or comments on the video, hit me up on Google Plus, or just make a comment, and I'll try responding as best as I can. Thanks for watching, guys.